You already know that New York is a concrete jungle where dreams are made of. Some of those dreams will come true tonight right here in Brooklyn. Our Monica McNutt sat down with some of those guys yesterday.
You've had a little bit of an unorthodox pre-draft process. What has been your mindset behind it?
Focus on basketball. I mean, end of the day, it's basketball. I mean, don't worry about the other stuff. I let my people around me handle it. The only thing I'm focused on is the basketball part.
Give me the breakdown of your basketball experience with your dad and your mom.
I think my mom is a lot more serious than my dad. I think my dad is more just trying to teach me the game. Like, he kind of showing and paving the way and showing what he did and just giving me all the advice he can give me. But more as my mom, she was my coach from like first grade all the way to senior high school. So, you know, she'll get on me, stuff like that, like cuss me out, everything and above. But I mean, sometimes you need tough love.
In this process, as a late bloomer, was there ever a moment where you wanted to walk away?
I never thought about walking away because I was kind of delusional about my dreams, because I just didn't mind, because whatever, no matter how the odds are against you, I didn't care about that. I was delusional about my dreams, and I was like, I'm gonna make it to the NBA, and it's not rocket science, it's just me getting in the gym consistently and working hard.
Good stuff there from Monica as we welcome in our draft expert, Jonathan Givony. Good to see you, as always. Okay, so we know that the top 2 picks in this NBA draft are pretty much a lock, but what other curveballs could we see as we go further into the draft?
So the 2 things that I have my eye on in this draft, at the top 10 especially, what happens with Ace Bailey? Where does he get picked? We have him 6th right now in our mock draft, but there's a lot of talk out there that there are teams looking to move up, possibly to 4 with Charlotte. I spoke with Jeff Peterson, the president of basketball operations for the Hornets. He said, we're having that discussion right now. We are open to talking to teams and seeing what's out there for us. Maybe it's taking Ace Bailey themselves. So Ace Bailey could go 4, he could go 5, he could go 6, he might go 7. That's going to have a major influence on the way that this draft plays out. 2, where does Derek Queen go? We're hearing some real rumblings at 7 with him with New Orleans, some major connections between President of Basketball Operations Troy Weaver and Derek Queen. He's also from the DMV area. His son is on staff at Maryland. He's told people all year that he feels like Derek Queen is a top 5 player in this draft. Do they go for him at 7? If he doesn't go 7, there's talk he could slide all the way to 17 potentially. Now, will there be a team that moves up and tries to get Derek Queen? He might be the most skilled big man in this draft. There are question marks about his conditioning, question marks about his defensive intensity, but Derek Queen is an absolute talent. I would not be surprised to see him go 7. And so this could be a wild night. You know, just forget about the trades and all that. Where do these guys end up being slotted? There's not a lot of separation in that group, and so I'm curious to see how it all plays out.
Yeah, as I mentioned, after 1 and 2, there's huge question marks. Here's a look again at Jonathan Givony's last mock draft ahead of the first round tonight. We've got the top 10 picks on your screen. These are a lot of the headliners heading into tonight. Jonathan, when you think about overall players flying under the radar who might not be on this list, is there one prospect that you think deserves more attention tonight than they've been getting at all?
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised to see Trey Johnson here at 8th on my board. This is a guy that might be the best shooter in this draft. And I'm not just talking about spot-up threes, shooting off movement, relocating off closeouts, making deep pull-up threes. That's what the NBA game is all about. Tyler Hero made an all-star game this year. Why can't Trey Johnson be at least as good as him? People have questions about his defense. They say, how does he contribute to winning on nights that his shot isn't falling? That's fair. But Trey Johnson has great size, he has great length, he has a great frame, and he has a great competitive mindset. He's a guy that has an elite work ethic, elite focus. He's had very strong reviews in the pre-draft process. So, again, another guy that has a real swing prospect in this draft. Where does he end up? You know, does somebody surprise us and maybe move up for Trey Johnson? Does Charlotte slide back to 6 and take him? He has a narrow range, but I think Trey Johnson, it just shows he's a talent in this draft. If a guy like Trey Johnson goes 8th, then, you know, there's some real depth to this group.
Janae?
Well, I want to focus on one player as a Basketball Africa League ambassador that has truly captured my heart.
Another Duke guy? Please don't tell me.
I'm so sorry, Danny. Come on, Malawaj.
Gotta stop.
Malawaj of the NBA Academy Africa. His journey, his path. You just heard from Monica saying, he said, my dreams, a lot of people thought they were too big. They thought they were gargantuan. Well, guess what? Look at that SWAT. 81 dunks. pick and roll type of rim runner straight to the rim. You know exactly what you're getting from him. Intensity defensively. The comp, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but Rudy Gobert-like defensively. You know, if you think about the Dookie,
oh man,
a lot of the things that worked, Cooper Flag, Knipple, you know, guys that could shoot, it's because you have someone that is a lob threat. We saw Luka Doncic fight for those types of things. He's one of those guys that can fit those roles, and his journey is truly amazing
and
from
a rim
South Sudan.
protector too. Yeah, he was very good.
He's like, we talked about enough two players here.
No more compliments from me. For me, I like the Derek Queen. Him, he's a surprise to me because they have him set at 15 to the Thunder. The rich only get richer. I think he'd be a steal if he drops that far. To me, after number 2, he could be as high as 3 or 4. He's such a unique body, undersized big that can stretch. Reminds me a little bit of a Jokic. I know that's a big comparison, but I guess Zach Randolph, a little more of a bag, Euro step type of thing. So he has so many different tools and undersized big that he can bring to a team. I think he's going to be a steal of the draft.
Are you sure you don't want to talk about Con Knipple?
No.
RJ Davis.
Okay, so I don't know if you
Proctor.
noticed this, Gavoni. We showed something that you might have missed. It is a young Jonathan Gavoni.
Whoa.
With a very young Nikola Jokic.
Look at those sideburns.
A lot of hair, man. A lot of
The
hair.
sideburns are a very interesting choice.
You're locked in.
What year was this?
You knew that he was
2015.
going to be a great, right,
2015?
Jonathan?
Yeah, a decade ago.
Yeah, look at Mike Schmitz there in the corner peeking out
Oh
over
my God.
Nicola's shoulder. Yeah.
Jonathan, do you think like back then you're like, oh, that guy's going to be an MVP and the best player and unstoppable in the league?
Absolutely not. Yeah, I had no
Especially
idea.
with that eye he had going on.
Exactly. Yeah, I was like, what is going on with your
You've
eye,
been doing
bro?
it for a minute. We've been doing it for a minute. You were mentioning Cooper Flag and the Mavs. They made a big move last night when All-Star Kyrie Irving declined his $43 million player option and now intends to sign a 3-year, $119 million contract with the franchise. Irving averaged 24 points, 4.8 rebounds, and 4 assists last season before his season-ending ACL tear in his left knee in March. Shams, what more can you tell us about this deal?
This could have went a couple of different ways. This could have went Kyrie Irving opting into his contract, and that would have left a lot of questions about his long-term future without that long-term deal. But he gets this 3-year, $119 million deal done. And I spoke to Kyrie Irving last night, and he told me the level of commitment both sides have in each other, the fact that he feels like he can build a legacy in Dallas. We know it was a tumultuous ending for him in Brooklyn. He feels like he can build something there in Dallas. And also, at the end of the day, his belief in this Mavericks team, soon to be #1 overall pick Cooper Flag, Anthony Davis, Jason Kidd, Nico Harrison, Mark Cuban. He believes this team, when he's healthy, back in January, February, potentially, they have a chance to compete for a championship, and that's why he resigns.
So, Danny, Sham just mentioned all those pieces that the Mavs have. How dangerous can this team be?
Very. I mean, their front court, the back court with Clay, and Kyrie, but I love the setup that they have. If they can stay healthy, they'll be a big problem in the West. Anthony Davis, PJ Washington, we're going to see what they're going to do with the bigs. I think Cooper Flag has a chance to come in right away and not have so much pressure on him. He come in, be a role player, adapt, learn behind those guys, and also kill at the same time because he's not a focus point on the offensive end, and he could just be what he does. He plays really hard. That's one of his skills. So he can come in, learn from those guys, be a skillful role player, and learn as he's going. And this team could be the top team in the West if they stay healthy.
Now, Danny, what's interesting, you mentioned the top team in the West. Right now, to me, it's a tier of one. Oklahoma City Thunder trying to repeat, best defense in the NBA, a lot of young talent. I mean, their core, their star players, their big three are all 27 years or younger. But in that second tier of those trying to knock down the Thunder, I put the Dallas Mavericks there, especially when healthy, when Kyrie Irving comes back.
Still got Houston Rockets, too.
I know, but I feel like I need to see. We've seen more of Dallas. We haven't really seen this KD version of the Rockets. But if you think about Cooper coming in, I mean, the position works because you already have the front court loaded with the extensions, and then the back court, you have the savvy shooting and ball handling. You need a rangy, long forward wing, and he fits that perfectly. Someone that will grind and get you buckets. But, like, let's be real here. I felt for Dallas fans.
Yeah, I was going to say, last March.
I'm from Houston. It's hard for me to feel for a team, but I started feeling
It was rough for him at the end.
It was
rough. Really rough.
But what Cooper brings is exactly what Nico was talking about. He kept saying the word during the most controversial time when Luka exited, culture builder, culture builder. This is someone, why are you laughing?
Maybe he knew something. They got conveniently lucky.
He is very lucky. Luck is where preparation meets opportunity,
There
right?
you go.
And they fought hard to the end of the season, and they still got the right opportunity.
Got rewarded for
But if you think about it, Cooper Flag, having that work ethic, the same as the vets that he plays around, also the talent, this is a team that could be in that second tier.
A side note, this extension that Kyrie Irving is signing, this gives Dallas the ability to use the taxpayer mid-level exception. Which player are they going to sign to replace him essentially for half the season? Is it going to be Chris Paul, D'Angelo Russell, Malcolm Brogdon? Those are three names to keep an eye on.
Because Kyrie likely won't be back on the court until January, correct?
January, February at the earliest.
All right.